Hello, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. The start of the fun season.
I
The
know,
4 hours
I
of
know,
sunshine
I
a day.
know. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, I think we have some really fun stuff to do in Portland during the holiday season, starting with
Yes.
Halloween. So,
Yes,
yeah,
we do. So that's kind of
yeah,
briefly what we wanted to talk about. So yeah,
yeah.
what growing up, what did you like? What did you do? Because I know you grew up on Marine Drive, which is not necessarily the most walkable area.
Yeah,
But
so I grew up on Marine Drive, so obviously no trick or treating on Marine Drive. But I went to Alameda Elementary School, and all my friends went there, and so every year it was a tradition that we trick or treat in that neighborhood. It was just perfect. It's like a movie. I mean, it really is. It's the best. And then it's funny because in later years, every year articles come out that said that it's the number one neighborhood in Portland to trick or treat, and I can verify that it is. It's amazing. So the people actually, what's really fun about the homeowners in Alameda is they take it really seriously, and they go all out. It's not. I mean, they like the yards are decorated, the houses are decorated. I mean, sometimes you even walk up to a stoop and it's got its own little mini haunted house on the stoop. And so it's so much fun. It's safe. It's walkable. So yeah, that was what I did. How about you?
that's awesome. Yeah, so I grew up in Southwest, which over there is like totally different because a lot of people definitely, get all done up for Halloween. But my favorite spot was just up the road in Mountain Park, and there's
Oh
just
yeah.
like it. We would end up being there, and that was kind of like when I was a little older. I don't know, middle school or something. When you had like
Mhm.
your pillowcase for
Yes.
candy,
Yes.
and you're going
Yes.
around. But
Yeah.
I just remember like there's a house up there that they go all out for Christmas. So like their lights are ridiculous, but Halloween that's pretty big deal. But up there specifically, they would give like full size candy bars, things like that.
Yes.
And then
Hmm.
even the ones that like didn't quite celebrate it, they'd have their pumpkins or whatever, but they'd have the bowl of candy.
Yeah.
And then if you're like a bad kid, you'd kind of just
Yeah.
take the whole bowl. So
Well, my friends and I would go in the same like loop, I guess, every year, and so then we would
uh
track the homes that gave out the king size candy bars and make sure to hit those. And then every kid in the neighborhood knew which one to go to. So yeah.
yeah, and avoid the house that gives you like an apple or something.
Yeah, I do remember apples, raisins, toothbrushes, pennies. Those weren't
Penny.
exciting. Yeah,
No, I don't think I got any pennies. That's pretty good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
No, I
Halloween
mean,
candy?
honestly, maybe this is controversial, but like just the sweet sour ones. I'm not a
Yeah.
big chocolate
Oh,
person, but
oh,
so
yeah.
yeah, anything like I don't even know skill. I can't remember what we would get like growing up though. Now that I think about it, like did we get
I
more
do.
chocolate or more? I don't.
Well, I
I
do
just
because
remember
my
being
friends
really.
and I would get together after and trade, based on what we liked,
Oh, nice.
and then the parents would take a tax. So
Yep.
I remember my favorites were Reese's, Snickers, and Almond Joys.
Almond Joys, huh?
I love Almond
Wow,
Joy. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
yeah. I know.
Nice.
Advanced,
That's good.
advanced for a child. Yes.
Well, I think Halloween's pretty cool because like you mentioned, there's like a bunch of areas and like spots that people go and on the east side, and then so I don't know if you want to touch on a couple of those, but like I just
Yeah.
remember like the west side, it was like every neighborhood. It wasn't as good because I did do some of the east side ones growing up, but normally it was just like every house was like pretty good. Like it was just so
Yeah.
easy to walk around, but not
Yeah.
as cool as some of the east
Yeah.
side spots.
Yeah, I'll definitely touch on it. And there's actually lists that people create every year, and they tend to be the same every year. So I'm going to mention those, but I'm also going to mention other neighborhoods just briefly. But I can say there are a lot of neighborhoods that aren't great because I have lived in them. But the top neighborhoods are Alameda is number one, I think for the most part. Irvington, Mount Tabor, Eastmoreland, Laurelhurst, Ladd's Addition. And then I actually never trick or treated in Southwest Portland, but I have to imagine Raleigh Hills and Southwest Portland probably has some good trick or treating as well. But
Yeah,
those are kind of the ones that are ranked.
yeah, yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
those are all that's the. I mean, honestly, though, that's the cool part about like the east side is that there's like certain areas and pockets that just go
yes,
all out, like that Alameda that you
yeah,
mentioned.
yeah,
But
definitely.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what else is there to do? I know there's you do the Memorial Coliseum, like the haunted house
Yes,
thing.
yes. I love haunted houses, always have. And so, actually, a good friend of ours is one of the people who work at that haunted house. It's called Underhill. And yeah,
Mhm.
Memorial Coliseum, kind of like in the basement area, and they go all out, and it is really scary. I went last weekend and screamed a lot, which is super fun. um, and then, of course, I think there's a lot more haunted houses in the area. I'm just not familiar with them.
Yeah.
But there's so many things to do, so many pumpkin patches to go to. I mean, obviously there's the big one, the Sauvie's Island Pumpkin Patch, which is amazing. There's different shapes and themes every year for the corn maze, and it's really elaborate. The only downside, I think, of the Sauvie's Island Pumpkin Patch is that it takes hours to get in because it's so busy. So you have to
Yeah. So
wait in a line in your car, and then you have to wait a line in person. And then the pumpkin patch itself is very busy. So it's a whole thing if you want to go. But there's so many others to go to
yeah, no,
in
that's
rural
awesome.
areas. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
And then other than that, oh, sorry, go on, Michael.
no, I'm just realizing that I think you had a better experience, like more a diverse experience with, with Halloween than I did. I fortunately grew up in a neighborhood with like I'm still great friends with probably like 10 people like in our neighborhood, and so we would
Mm-hmm.
just go out and kind of gallivant around the town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was awesome, but it was more like us making the experience than the
Yes. Yes.
going to the experience. But like,
Yes.
I definitely wish I went to more haunted houses. I think my parents must have been scared of them or something.
I
I
mean,
don't
they're
know.
scary, and not everybody likes them. I mean, that's
I
fair. They're
love them.
totally scary. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chainsaw. Yeah, I never knew they
Yeah.
took the chain off until I don't know
I know.
5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, at the Underhill Haunted House, they have a woman on a bungee. She's dressed like a witch, and she's like on the ceiling, and then she jumps down, and she's on a bungee, so it seems like a witch is going to like
Oh
tackle you
geez.
basically from the ceiling, and then she bungees
Oh,
back. It's really cool and terrifying. Yeah,
that's a little
yeah,
scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
then
mean, that our
yeah.
area is so great because again, like joking about our daylight of 8 hours, but what is it really
Mm.
right now? It's like 9 hours of daylight, and so we have to
Oh
find
wow.
fun things to do. But for
Yeah.
me, this is like I love this time of year because you're starting to enter into all the holidays. We got Thanksgiving coming. I love Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and then
Yeah,
of
for
course
sure.
Christmas, New Year's Eve. It's like this when the
Hmm.
weather starts turning and it's raining and it gets a little snowy and icy. It's like we got to find
Hmm.
some fun things to do around here.
We got to find some
so
cozy, fun things to do for sure.
yes, yeah,
That's how you get through. Yeah.
fireplace get fired up. Yep, hanging out with people is great. So
Yep. Yep. I
yeah,
think the only other Halloweeny thing I wanted to bring up, which I think is just a funny thing, you would be surprised how often I get asked, do sellers have to disclose if a house is haunted? And the answer is no. That is not a material fact. So no, nobody has to disclose whether they think their house is haunted or not. So yeah.
all right, now we know. Thank you for
Now we
that.
know. Yep.
Yeah, well,
uh,
I think that's how happy Halloween and yeah.
yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe. Stay
All right,
dry.
see ya.
All
Stay
right, bye.
dry.